This is Mark Summers again from Summers Technical Services. We're going to continue on with our waveguide assignment. We've got flange model, waveguide model, and I went ahead and made a little pin model. So now we're ready to make an assembly model, put this thing together. So let's see how that's going to look. So we'll start a new assembly model. It's an inch assembly because the parts are inch, so we'll use the inch assembly template. And we're going to place the parts. I've already got them open, so they're showing up in the dialog box here. It makes sense to place the waveguide part first since everything kind of ties to it. So I'll place it on the screen. First part you place, you always want to float. This F is fixed, means it's fixed and can't move, but that's no good because I don't know where it is. So we're going to float it, and then we're going to mate it to the assembly planes like we always do. So there's the front plane of the assembly. Control click the front plane of the part. Mate those. Then we're going to say top plane of the assembly to top plane of the part. And then lastly, right assembly plane to the right part plane. We'll mate those. 6 degrees of freedom turned into 3 degrees of freedom, turned into 2, turned into 0. So every plane takes away, the first plane takes away 3 degrees of freedom, second plane takes away 2 degrees of freedom, last plane takes the last degree of freedom away. So now this is fixed, and I know where it is because the assembly planes all line up nicely with the part plane, and my orientation is such that my ISO view gives me the view I like. So now we're ready to put in the flanges. I've got 2 of them, one here and one here. Oops. So I can go back and insert another flange, or if I'm lazy, I can just control drag and get my second flange like so. Now I'm going to mate my first flange to the waveguide because that's the way this thing's going to go together. I want to mate this face to this face because that's what the waveguide tells the flange where to go. So I control click those and do a face mate. And since the planes are there as well, I want to line up the planes of the waveguide, top plane of the waveguide to the top plane of the flange, mate those, and then mate the right plane of the waveguide to the right plane of the flange. And now the waveguide is telling the flange exactly where to go. So that looks good. I'll do the same thing over here, or a similar thing. I want that face to mate with that face. And it looks like it went the wrong way, so I'll flip it. Okay. Now over here I don't have I've got planes that go through the middle of my flange, but I don't have any planes here yet. Probably be a better idea to put some planes on the middle here on my part model, but since I'm lazy, I'll just put that face to this face and prove that, and I'll put this face to this face. And I suspect that's going to come back to bite me later when I do my gap, but you'll find that out when you get to that point. All right, so now those are constrained to one another. Now the last thing is to put my pins in here. So I'll go insert my last component. There's my pin. You're going to want to pick the right dash number for your pin. I'll let you do that. And now I've got to put these pins on the pinholes. And so this guy is going to be concentric to that hole. So I'll mate that. And I'll make sure to do lock rotation like I like to do so it doesn't spin. And then we're going to press that pin in until it is flush with the back side. And so I'll grab this face, control click that face, and now that pin is fully constrained. Now I can do copy with mates and knock these last three out. So I'll select the pin, copy with mates. Yes, I approve. That's the part I want to copy with mates. The first mate is going to be here. The second mate on that back face, I want to repeat. So I'll choose repeat on it. I'll approve that. And then I'll move over here. And the pin is up here in this corner. I'll approve that one. Oops. Something went haywire. What went wrong? I'm not sure. Let's try that again. Copy with mates. There's the part. First constraint. I don't want to repeat. I want it to be here. Well, I know why, because I don't want to repeat this one. I want that one to be this back face of this flange, not the back face of the other flange. I'll approve that. And now I'll do this guy. And this is going to be this back face. All right. So let's go with that. So now I've got my assembly done. I don't have any missing constraints. Everything is fully constrained, which is the way I like it. So we'll save this using our file name formatting. And the next step will be phase 2, which will be making configurations of not only the waveguide part and the flange parts, but also doing configurations for the assembly. So instead of having only one of the 5 waveguides, you're going to have all 5 of them configured. And that'll be the phase 2 of the assignment.